First, Democrats had to convince themselves and you that they couldn't identify a woman, and now they have to convince themselves and you that they can't identify a fire alarm. Congressman Jamal Bowman, Democrat from New York, late last week, while the House of Representatives was voting on continuing resolutions to avoid a government shutdown, was caught, ultimately, on video and camera, approaching a door, an emergency exit, and going up to the fire alarm to pull it. Why? What were his motivations? Delay the vote? Who knows? Because Jamal Bowman says it was a mistake, that he thought it was how he operated an emergency door. There are photos of this emergency door. There, the bar, emergency exit only, a placard, like as you walk past it, another 5 feet, emergency exit beyond this point. Then there's big red signs on it that says how to operate it, like you have to push the bar, wait 30 seconds, an alarm will sound, and then the door was open. That has nothing to do with the little red box over on the side of the wall that Bowman is caught on camera walking over to pull. That little red box clearly is marked fire. It's the one you've seen in every schoolhouse and every office building. Little white plunger you pull down underneath the words, the letters in white on a red box, F-I-R-E. Bowman would have us believe that he believed that was how you opened an emergency door. So if you're a constituent in New York right now, and Jamal Bowman is your congressman, you really have one of two ways you can go with this. Either my congressman is so dumb that he doesn't understand what a fire alarm is, or my congressman is such a liar that he has no problem disrupting an official government proceeding, which, according to many courts in Washington, D.C., is a highly, highly punishable offense as applied to January 6th rioters and protesters. Disrupting a government proceeding and lying about it to your face as to what he did. Either he is a criminal and a liar, or he is so dumb he cannot identify a fire alarm. Now, Bowman should be able to rest fairly easily at night because, of course, the mainstream media is running cover for him. MSNBC ran a press release from Jamal Bowman saying, point of clarification here, he made a mistake. Various headlines from news agencies insist on using the word allegedly, even though now it's been proven. And now some are trying to explain this away as an easily explainable mistake. This is the media and political ecosphere that for the last couple of years has tried to convince themselves and you that they can no longer identify a woman. Here's the thing about that issue. They know very well how to define a woman. They know very well the difference biologically between men and women. No one truly believes that men can be women. Everyone pretends to believe that men can turn into women. They do this for a couple of reasons. To cloak themselves as the crusader, the civil rights oppressed crusader of the modern day. They're trying to live out the Freedom Riders scenario of the 1960s in 2023 under the banner of LGBTQIA+. They are using it as an ego boost for their own self-worth, for how they view themselves. Champions of the minority, champions of the oppressed. And in that way, it's a virtue signal. It's the ability to put on a piece of flair on your vest to show that you are a champion, that you are a modern-day Martin Luther King Jr. It is selfish. It is using people, in most cases, people with mental illnesses, because that's what gender dysphoria has been up until now defined as. Interesting note on that. The psychiatry DSM, the book that defines mental illnesses, has very clearly marked gender dysphoria as a mental illness. Because of that, by the way, transgender surgeries and treatments are covered under insurance premiums. But now there's a modern movement to say, what are you talking about? In fact, I think PolitiFact has checked this, done a fact check on this. It's not a mental illness. And when doing that, they actually use the DSM, so which is super weird, which says clearly it's a mental illness, but no, transgender people aren't people with mental illnesses. But they have to walk this weird line where they're saying A and B at the same time. Because if it isn't a mental illness, why would it be covered under insurance? If it's not a condition, why would all the therapies and surgeries be covered under your insurance premiums? It's an elective surgery, right? Like plastic surgery. That's the only way to make it a legit claim on your insurance if it remains as gender dysphoria as a mental illness, which it clearly is. So those people are being used by those who want to paint themselves as modern-day freedom riders. They also do this as a political play. It's a new constituency. Politicians do this. They pretend to believe they don't know how to define a woman so that they can curry political votes as, again, the champions of the oppressed. But nobody truly believes it. Deep down, they don't believe it. Not the person at your school board meeting, not the person you see at dinner, and not the politician. Because they don't truly believe that men can be women and women can be men. Just like they don't truly believe that Jabal Bowman was incapable of identifying a fire alarm. They're just now all the way invested in lying to not only you, but lying to themselves. But the real moral truth, even for the pursuit of equity, and is reflected in the I don't know how to define a fire alarm, is stop Republicans. That's the moral truth. No matter what lie, no matter what propaganda, stop Republicans. Most notably, most importantly, stop Donald Trump. Save our democracy. So lie, pretend, lie to yourself, and lie to everyone else. Because the moral truth is more power for me. More power for the politician. More power for those with right think. The greater moral truth is where we started. It's selfishness. The same reason that Jabal Bowman pulled a fire alarm.